Hi everyone. So I recently channeled an interesting message that I wanted to share. I think that whoever this message finds is meant to find it in a timeless way. So the message was about building the foundation of yourself, your life. Really, you could use that metaphor of a foundation for anything that requires some kind of creating and building, whether it's an idea, a business, a family, a relationship, or even just a sense of being. Maybe it's like building the next level of, your higher timeline that you are meant to be graduating into. And the message was that when you see a foundation being built, like of a home, and you see 2x4s or, concrete slabs and the wood being used to build the house, you don't look at that, like let's say you're passing by a construction site or something like that. You don't look at that and think, wow, that's barely anything is built, right? You would look at it and be thinking, oh, they're building something here. That's interesting. I wonder what it's going to be. And you would look and see what they were doing and you would be interested. And the metaphor here is that a lot of times in life, we don't like to see evidence that we are at a beginning stage of something. We like to feel like we're the experts of what we want to do, or we want to feel like we're further along, because it's hard to admit that we're kind of on an amateur or early on stage, because sometimes it can be discouraging to look forward and see all of the progress that has yet to be done. And the reminder is just that when you uncover another layer of yourself, or you turn over yet another rock, and you just get you turn one corner to see a more clear vision of the future. Even in these cases when that means that there's a long way to go, the reminder is to see that and feel like immense gratitude for it being just exactly what it is, not wishing that you were further along or wishing it was different, or finding some criticism about what is, but rather embracing and acknowledging the beauty of what currently is, where you currently are, what stage your project is currently in, and seeing it for the beauty that it is, regardless of the, quote unquote, proximity to the end result of the journey, because there's really no end result of a journey. So I think that's a really important message for anyone who kind of gets into these spirals and may feel like they're going through the motions. And it's a really breakthrough moment to just pause and realize, wow, like I've laid 2 pieces of wood in this metaphorical home I'm building. And that's beautiful, and that's awesome, and I can't wait to see what comes next. Rather than feeling like, do I really want to go forward with this? I barely have anything. I barely know what I'm doing. It's such a contrasting way to live. And I think just having this awareness of any areas in our life that we may jump to feeling like we're not enough, or we're not at the right phase, or like we're too far behind, I think that that could be a really pivotal moment if you're able to be aware of that and then flip the switch and begin to see how amazing your current state is. And it also can help to look backwards, is another message I'm getting, which is that if you look at how far you've come, that's like kind of in this metaphor of building the house, remembering back to when, the land was full of weeds and, overgrown bushes that needed to be chopped down and a foundation, leveled so that a house could be built on it. And this is just an example. But if you can remember back to, wow, when I first bought this land to build this house, that was a whole project in itself to clear up the land and level it out. And so that in itself can kind of remind yourself that there is an infinite journey and you're at just one point in it. And the value really doesn't stem from any one given point in the journey. The value stems from just the space that you're taking up to even own this land and build this house, and just the energetic embodiment of existence. That is really, what really counts and what really matters and what really brings fulfillment. And so therefore, it's almost like time and timing and your point along the journey is completely irrelevant, because it's the journey itself, it's life itself that is really the gift. Whether you haven't cleared the land yet, whether you've just started laying the wood, or whether you're putting the roof on and now beginning to work on the interior design of the house, whatever it may be, it's all really beautiful points on the journey. So if you can remember that, then you'll realize, wow, there's really endless journeys or endless points and phases of this journey to go on, but it's really the journey itself. So sometimes they're kind of cliche messages, but I think that if you can use that analogy, it can really help shed light to where you're at in your life, how far you've come, and just the beauty of the timeline of life. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.